Vivek Arya is senior semi-analyst at BofA. He's the #1 semi-analyst per Extel. And Vivek, it's good to have you here. Why do you think the market is responding so positively to this appointment?
Thanks, Kelly. We think this is a very smart move by Intel's board. We think Lip-Bu brings a very fresh outsider's perspective to the company. There's a lot of challenges ahead of them in trying to design the right strategy for their manufacturing group, for their product pipeline. There still is no AI pipeline for the company. The manufacturing side is behind. But we think what Lip-Bu brings to the table is a very kind of breadth of expertise around the design side, right? He has worked well with foundries. He was at Cadence Design Systems, so he knows how to work with external tools at Cadence. He did a lot of restructuring. So I think he brings the right level of experience, knowledge, respect, and relationships across the supply chain. But we do think, turnarounds don't happen overnight. It takes a while for really managing something that is so asset heavy. So we just think it's a matter of time, but this is a very strong move by Intel's board.
Does it signal to you that it would put an end to talk about a split up, talk about TSMC and maybe Broadcom getting involved? Could it accelerate that discussion?
Right. We actually think it could accelerate that discussion. Yesterday when Intel's board put out the statement, they said that they really want to have a very strong foundry business and a very strong product business. So in their minds, from what was evident in that press release, they're already thinking about the company in two different parts. Today, a lot of the challenges that Intel faces is on the manufacturing side, which is behind, doesn't really have the scale to compete with Taiwan Semiconductor. So they need to find a way, some kind of financial structure that helps to provide some viability to that part of the business. And we do think it's very important for Intel to be a very strong, viable manufacturing entity, not just for the sake of the US, but for the global industry, right? So this way we have diversity of supply. But once they are able to sort of ring fence the manufacturing issues, Intel's fabless business, right, is actually quite decent. They have good incumbency in enterprise PCs and servers. It's not a super high growth business, but we do think that part of the business will then have fewer problems to worry about, and I think has a short of a turnaround.
So for people who might want to jump into this, your price target's still only at 26. That's not a lot of upside. And while we have you on a day like this, Vivek, with all tech stocks and chip stocks under pressure, where do you think people could capture the biggest upside right now?
Sure. Kelly, when we look at the space, like any other market, we always worry about the three Ps, right? There is profits, there is positioning, there is policy. When it comes to profits, the profitability of the semiconductor industry is exceptionally strong, right? We know that certain end markets like industrial, automotive are just coming out of the downturn. But when it comes to names exposed to the AI side, they are exceptionally strong. Names exposed to semicap equipment are exceptionally strong. So I think the profit side is taken care of. The positioning side, in hindsight, was a little heavy. The SOX index was trading at 30 times forward PE. Now it's closer to 20-21 times. So I think a lot of that froth has come out. The policy side, that third P, that is where I think there still continues to be uncertainty. But where we really see opportunity, I think NVIDIA, first and foremost, you have a stock trading at less than 20 times forward earnings, growing earnings over 30 to 40% a year, the GPU technology conference next week. So I think that's a really strong name. Broadcom, Marvell, Lam Research, Analog Devices. I think a number of interesting high-quality names to be looking at in this downturn. And as the policy side starts to stabilize, we think these are the names that investors could come back to.